welcome back. We're going to talk about two different positions in one video. So if you have signed up for Pretzels or Nachos, we'll talk about both of those because one of the main things with Pretzels and Nachos is the cheese machine, because your main responsibility is the cheese machine. So we'll talk about that first. It's a super simple machine to use. One of the first things that you're going to want to do is check to see if there's open cheese in the cooler. And if it is, you'll find it. It'll already have the tube on there. And all you have to do is take the glove off and we'll get ready to load the cheese. So you open up your machine, you make sure to take the tray out, and you're gonna put an unopened bag of cheese in this tray. This is one of the most important steps. Whenever you change the cheese, you always wanna make sure that you put a new bag in the warming tray. If you call me and tell me that you don't have any warm cheese, I'm gonna tell you, you had one job. And that was to make sure that you always had a bag of cheese in your warming tray. So make sure that's there. And then you take your cheese that has the tube, and we'll talk about the tube in just a minute, since this one already had the tube. It's actually easier without the tray in there, sorry. Put the bag in there, and it's as simple as turning the knob, I guess that would be counterclockwise, to open it up. You feed your tube and make sure it's in there, and then go clockwise to close the tube into the machine. Put your warming tray back in, and then you close your door. There's a switch on the back here. All of the cheese machines, no matter what stand you're in, it's labeled switch. And if it's not already on, you're gonna go ahead and turn it on. And your cheese is gonna go ahead and heat up, so you'll be ready for pretzels and nachos. When you start to run out of cheese, when that bag is running out, you'll open this door, open this up, you take your tray out, and this will already be warm because you've loaded it. You did not forget to load this cheese. It's in here and warm. And you'll take this out, your empty bag and the tube, all of it's gonna go in the garbage because we start with a brand new tube every single time. So you'll take it all out and throw it in the garbage. And you'll take your warm bag of cheese. This pops off kind of like a milk carton. You're just gonna pop it off, and you're gonna grab a brand new tube. You'll unwrap your tube, and I'm not sure how well you can see it in the video, but it's, kind of has a sharp point, and you have to stab it through. There's a, thin layer, if you will. You stab it through, and make sure it's on there nice and tight, and then put your warm cheese on. And I'll say it again, you will never ever put an empty tray back in your cheese machine. You will always grab a new bag of cheese and put it in your warming tray to load back in your machine, because you have one job, and that's to make sure you have hot cheese all the time. If you're in charge of pretzels, they're super simple. You take your pretzel. We never touch the pretzel, and you can see it says on the bag, tear here. The bags tend to give me a little bit of trouble, so we do provide scissors. You can either tear it or cut it. We don't cut the whole bag. It's just to vent the bag. So it's just a little snip or just a little tear, and you go ahead and pop it in the microwave for 1 minute. And you can just hit the 1 and it goes ahead and does its thing. Once it's done, you take your pretzel out. Again, we never touch the pretzel. It stays in the bag. It is gonna be nice and warm. Your customer is gonna get the pretzel in the bag. There are no boats, there's nothing. It's just in the bag. You'll already have your hot cheese loaded. So your cup will go right here, and you'll hit the red button, which is the portion button, and it automatically fills your cup to where it needs to be. Put a lid on there, and your customer gets a hot pretzel and hot cheese, and they're good to go. These pretzels are already lightly salted. We don't typically have people ask for extra salt. Should they want to clog their arteries, we do provide salt packets. They're welcome to do that if they'd like to. If you are in charge of nachos, I don't have bags of nachos, but they are small bags of nachos. You're simply going to grab the bag of nachos, open it up, pour it into the nifty little serving tray. You'll do the same thing with the cup of hot cheese. The cheese will go in the tray, close up your tray, and send it off with your customer. I know that some people like to get multiple trays of nachos ready to go. When it's a super busy football game, certainly you can get a few trays of nachos ready to go. I just would rather not too many bags of nachos are opened, because if they're opened and we don't sell them, then they go in the garbage. And I'm very particular about not losing inventory. So we don't want anything to end up as spoilage that doesn't need to be spoilage. So if that's why we have people doing specific jobs. So if you're the nacho person, then opening the bag of nachos is kind of your thing. And you don't necessarily need to have a bunch of them open already. So that's it. That's pretzels and nachos. You will be super busy. It might sound crazy that there's one person for each, but I promise you during these football games, we need one person each doing pretzels and nachos because you'll be super busy. Just always remember, you need to have hot cheese. Make sure you load the cheese. Thanks so much. Looking forward to working with everyone.